Hello, welcome to Strong and Slow Flow Yoga. And today we're just going to flow it out with a wonderful practice. And we'll add some core work in there as well. So, all you need prop wise for many of you maybe is a block or two. And then you don't need a strap unless you just want to bring it in for something. I'm sitting up on a folded blanket. You're going to see me use this for some knee cushion today. And of course, always practice with your water because you never know when you might need it. So that said, let's come to a nice tall sit, whatever that would look like for you. And envision in your tall sit a nice long spine, growing long from crown to tail. So it's the top of the head to the tailbone. And could you then envision the ears, shoulders, and hips being in relative alignment? So you don't want them to be perfectly straight, but kind of in that alignment and keeping the natural curvature of your low back. And then from here, when you're ready, we're just going to take that chin to the chest. And just getting a nice stretch down the back of the neck. And then we'll come back to center and we'll take it up. So you just go to where you're able to go. So you may not look like me. And then if you're here and you feel like you want more of a stretch down the throat, try to take your bottom lip over the top lip. And then we'll release and come back to center. Like we're going to take the left ear to the left shoulder. As you do so, try to keep both shoulders down. And if you want something a little bit extra here, maybe take that right shoulder back a little bit. You can let the right arm just kind of release to the floor. You can take your chin towards your left armpit. You'll know it when you hit your sweet spot. Mine is right there. And when you're ready, good, we'll gently take that back to center. So going to the other side, right ear, right shoulder, keeping both shoulders down. And then if you want more, maybe bring the left shoulder back a little bit. You can release that left arm down. Or maybe taking the chin towards the armpit. Now my spot is not quite as deep as the other side. And when you're ready, we'll come back to center. Good. From here, take a big inhale and reach. Exhale. Good. We're going to take that side bend towards the left. Nice long top arm. A long top arm will give you more engagement down the side body than if you just release that here from the elbow. So be nice and long here. Expanding that rib cage. And then when ready, good, we're going to come back up and reach. We'll take that to the other side. And when ready, we'll come up. We'll rotate towards the left. Arms are going to come down. Rolling shoulders back. Maybe looking more behind you. So you want to be able to breathe and expand the rib cage here. So if you can't, you might be too deep. And remember, we don't want any cranking in the low back either. And then we'll come up, move through center, going to the other side. Arms come down, rolling shoulders back, looking more behind you. And then from here, we'll lift and come back to center. Good. So take a moment here. I'm just going to kind of roll my wrist around and roll the shoulders around. And we're going to go back into breath work. We changed the pattern a little bit here. Now that we've opened up a little bit, maybe it'll be a little bit easier to sit. So as you're ready, sitting how you need to sit, we'll go into a little breath pattern here. So eyes can be closed or gaze can be down a few feet in front of you. We'll take a big exhale to prepare. We're going to inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Changing it up a little. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 6. That should be 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Return to normal breath. Apologies there for that little brain fart. Noticing how you feel. Get any other little final movements here. And when you're ready, we're going to go to all fours for some cat-cow. So for me, I am going to bring in my blanket for some knee cushion. If you don't have a blanket or a little pillow close by, you can always fold up your mat up, giving yourself multiple layers. And same thing for the wrist too. Not everybody's wrist like this hyperextension. So if you're in that same boat and you can fold your mat up once or twice, kind of take the wrist up a little bit, and that should help a bit there. And we're going to spread the fingers nice and wide, rooting through the knuckles of the pinky, the pointer, and the thumb. Good. Knees are about hip width apart. Good. Big inhale, chest comes forward, pelvic tilts back. And exhale and we'll round, looking towards the thighs. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more time. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. On this one, think back, find a child's pose. Knees can be together as wide as it matters, somewhere in between. Arms can be long in front of you, or hands can come back by the ankles, whatever feels best on your shoulders. Breathing and expanding here. And maybe set your intention here. So maybe gratitude is always a good one. We're experiencing fall-like weather here in the middle of August in Kentucky, which is very, very uncommon, but very welcomed. So I am gracious for that. It doesn't always have to be something deep. And then from here, when you're ready, we'll take the hands under the shoulders and we'll come back up. Good. So we're going to go to some opposite arm, opposite leg work here. I'm going to take my right foot back, pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mound, pressing back through that heel, dropping that right hip slightly. Good. I've still got that nice center line going in my core. And let your elbows bend a little bit here. We just don't want them locked out. And when you're ready, good. We're going to come forward, get a small hover or hip height. Don't lift it too hard or too high, rather. We don't want that dip, and we don't want to lift out to the side. So hips are still pointed down. If you're stable here, the left arm's going to come forward. Then pressing out of the right shoulder. You're still breathing. And then from here, maybe take it to a diagonal. Toe can come down or stay lifted. Should feel a little bit harder to now. A little bit more engagement's required. And then coming back center and taking that down. If you need to come back, decompress for a moment, do so. Remember, this can also be done on the forearms as well. If your wrists just don't want to do, being up there and maybe a wedge or something like that doesn't work. You can always come to forearms. Good. It'll be easier if you're doing forearms if you're on the block versus on the floor, so you're not down as low. But we'll come back up and we'll take that to the other side. Left leg comes back, pressing into the big toe and pinky toe mound. You're letting that left hip drop, pressing back to that heel. Little micro bend in those elbows. And then once you're ready, good, we'll shift forward, a little lift or a bigger lift. Hips point down, back stays long, maybe right arm comes up. Press out of that left shoulder, breathing. And then we'll take that down. Good. Oh, you know what? We forgot to go to diagonal. Bring that back into that nice sunbird. Find your good form, then take it to the back. I'm having a very bad day today with brain fog, so I do apologize. And then when you're ready, you're going to come back to center. Now we'll take that down. Find your child's pose. We're going to do one more little core exercise here, and then we're going to get right into the flow. So these are going to be knee hovers. Knee hovers also can be done on the forearms if needed. You're going to touch your toes here. Now, be mindful, the lower your hover is with the knees, the harder you will make this. The higher you take your knees, the easier you will make it, okay? So be mindful, your hover may not look like my hover, but whenever you're ready, I'm still spreading my fingers wide, rooting through the knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb. Good. Big inhale to prepare. And lift, exhale, and lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, and lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, and lower. 2 more times if we can. Inhale, lift, exhale, and lower. Last one. Inhale, lift, exhale, and take that down. Child's pose. I like that one a lot because that one will typically fire up all aspects of the core, both in the front and back side. So from here, good, I'm going to move my blanket now out of the way. And we're going to come to your downward facing dog, So from all fours, you want about a half a hand's width or full hand's width forward if you're taller. Otherwise, you can stay tucking toes. Fingers are spread wide. I'm pressing in and forward into the mat, rooting through the knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb as I lift my knees. Shoulders are away from the ears. Head and neck are free. Elbows turning more towards pointer and middle finger. Knees can be bent or long, pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mounds. Zip up that center line. Now from here, you want to press into the big toe and pinky toe mound. Bending the right knee, lengthening, pressing through that left side. And then we'll switch. And switch. And notice when you're mindful of this movement and pressing into big toe and pinky toe mound. As you switch, you tend to get a little bit more into the arches, just a little bit. Good. And now both heels will lift and lower down. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk or step your feet forward to meet your hands. Good. You can bring your blocks in here if you cannot comfortably touch the floor. Good. Now, pressing through the feet and the legs, we're going to lift and lengthen. And then exhale, we're going to bend the knees and come back down. From here, pressing into the feet and the legs, long back as we rise, make the legs take the load, coming all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Finding your mountain, your intention, and your breath. We are going to do one more of those. Big inhale and we'll reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. And exhale, and we'll bow. As you take this bow, put a bend in the knees, let everything dangle here. If it would feel good to you to grab opposite elbows, you can grab that. Sometimes that creates a little bit more traction down the spine. Good, and then from here, when you're ready, we'll release. Good. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll fold. Pressing through the feet and the legs. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. So we're going to go through our sun salute A's here. We'll change up the last one we do, but we'll do 3. And I'm going to cue a different movement pattern. I watched people do this, and the movement is much more solid and stable and less risky, and less of a balance challenge. So we'll try it this way. So hands at heart center, big inhale. Exhale, bend the knees on your descent. Excuse me. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway, pressing through the legs. Exhale, and we'll bow. Planting the hands, step or hop back to plank. You choose, take or skip a flow. Flowing's always optional. You can always work on a plank. You can do knees down. You can do cobra. If you've got a back issue, you shouldn't be hopping back into plank anyway. From that down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Good. Bending in the knees, pressing from the floor, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees as we descend, coming to the floor. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and bow. Planting the hands. Step or hop back to plank. You choose, take or skip the flow. I'm going to skip this one. Good. Take your time through the movement. There's no need to rush it. And from your down dog, when you're ready, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll fold with the press. Bend in the knees, press through the feet and the legs as we rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. One more time. We'll add on this time. Inhale, exhale, and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Planting the hands, step or hop back to plank. You choose, take or skip the flow. So from your down dog, when you're ready, left leg's gonna lift 3-point, bending that knee, shifting forward, stepping or picking up and putting the left foot forward between the hands. Once here, reach that right leg back, lowering down that right knee. And I'm gonna bring my blocks in here. You may or may not need them. But from here, good, find your length. You want that front heel to be grounded. Knee is over behind that ankle. Finding length. You can stay here. You can lift. And we'll come back down. Good. Right hand to the block or to the floor. We're going to open to the left. Try to press out of the floor to the block with your hand down. And then we'll take that back down. Good. Left hand to the block or to the floor on the outside of the left foot. Open to the right. Again, pressing away from the floor. And taking that back down. Good. You can move your blocks more forward. Plant the hands, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, front foot steps back. You can take or skip a flow. Noticing how one side's feeling compared to the other. Knowing we are about to even that up. From here, right leg's gonna lift 3-point, bending that knee, shifting forward, stepping or picking up and putting the right foot forward between the hands. Good, I'm gonna let that left leg slide back a little bit and the left knee comes down. Good, finding your length. We're zipped up into that front body, shoulders are relaxed. You can stay here or you can lift up. And we'll take that back down. Good. Left hand on the blocker to the floor, open to the right. And then taking that back down. Good. Right hand on the outside of the right foot to the floor to a block, open to the left. And taking that down. Good. Blocks can come forward, plant the hands, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, front foot steps back. You choose, take or skip a flow. From downward facing dog when you're ready. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, we'll bow. From here, pressing into the feet, through the legs, coming all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. So take a moment, coming back to your breath, coming back to intention, gratitude, or whatever it is that you chose. Good. Let's keep going here. From here, hands to the chest, big inhale, exhale, and we'll fold. Now, from here, as I come down, I'm going to grab one block, and I'm going to put that block right under my face. Pressing through my feet and the legs, I'm going to lift and lengthen. So we're going to come into a twist here, so it's really important that you have a long back, and you're not, kind of folded up, okay? And my block is at the lowest setting. Your block might be at setting 2, or the high block, or, a couple stacks. You find where it is that you need to be here, but find your length. Good. Left hand is going to come onto the block or to the floor, right under the face. Try to keep the hips forward. Press away from the block or the floor and open. If it bothers your neck or something to look up at the hands, then don't look up there. Pain is never normal. So if you're doing something that causes you pain, ask yourself why. And then ask yourself how that pain is serving you. There is no correct answer other than it's not serving you. Good. So we'll take that down and then bending the knees and coming down. Let's take that to the other side. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Right hand comes under the face on the blocker to the floor. Good. With that nice long back, we'll open up to the left. Good. And then we'll come back down. Good. And then from here, good, we can take that out of the way. Go ahead and bend the knees. We'll go right into a sun salute B here. So we'll start with that nice chair pose. Good. Arms technically are up by the ears, but not everybody has that range of motion in the shoulders. So if your shoulders won't let you go up there, it's okay to have them straight forward, but wherever it is that they can reach. Inhale, exhale, and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Good. From here, planting the hands, step or hop back to plank. You choose take or skip that flow. From downward facing dog when you're ready. Good. Left leg's gonna lift 3-point, bending the knee, shifting forward, stepping or picking up and putting that left foot forward between the hands. Good. And then from here, once you're stable, decide where you need to go. Is it better for you to stay in parallel railroad tracks? Or is your knee, hip, and low back okay with rotating from that right hip coming into warrior? Okay, so honor yourself where you are and where you need to be. And when you're ready, pressing into the heels, and we'll come up. Reaching up, zipping up that front body. Good, front hip's gonna come back just a little bit. Relaxing the shoulders. If you're parallel, you're gonna press back through that back heel, even though that back heel will not be touching the floor. And if you're following me in the warrior position, you're still pressing back through that back heel to try to avoid a collapse into the arch. Good, we're gonna take this into a humble warrior here. So pressing into the back leg, lengthen, hands are gonna come onto the inside of that foot, and I'm gonna walk out about 45-ish degrees. So you might be okay here, hands on the floor. You might be a little bit better if you're up on a block. Watch this front knee, it tracks towards the pinky toe, so don't let it fall in. And you're free to kind of shift the hips back a little bit if that suits you. If this does not feel good to you at all, no matter what you're doing, then please come out. Breathing. And then from here, while you're down here, good. We're just gonna walk the hands back around. Good. Swivel up the back foot, front foot steps back, take or skip a flow. There's different ways you can do the flow based on your own body's needs. From your down dog, when you're ready, the right leg's gonna lift 3-point, bending that knee, shifting forward, stepping or picking up and putting that right foot forward between the hands. Again, choose your alignment, parallel or a warrior press, being mindful rotation always comes from the hip. Pressing into the feet and the legs. We'll rise, warrior one. Front hip will come back just a little bit no matter where you're at. Strong through that back heel, back leg. Strong, zipped up through that front line. And when you're ready, good. Strong through the back leg, good. Strong through the spine. We're gonna come forward, hands on the inside of that foot. You can bring a block in here. Blocks are doing me wonders today. Or your hands can come to the floor. Again, watch that front knee. It goes towards the pinky toe. Don't let it fall in. You can stay there. You can shift back. Kind of depends on the person. Might even depend on the size. You're ready. Good. Hands are going to come down. Good. Framing that front foot. Swivel up the back foot. Front foot steps back. Take or skip a flow. And from the down dog, when you're ready, good. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway, nice long back. Exhale, and we'll fold. Good. We'll sit right back into that chair. Good. So find your chair. And then we'll press up, hands to heart center. Finding your breath, your mountain. Re-engage with intention. All right. Let's go into our last standing sequence here from standing. So I am going to use my blocks here because we're going to come into extended side angle and then actually, you know what? I'm going to just leave that here. And a pyramid variation. So I've got them where I need them. Good. So from here, from the top of your mat, zip up. I'm going to start by taking my right leg back first. So when I take it back, you're kind of in that high crescent. And then from the hip, good, you'll rotate. Now, from that rotation, your front hip is still going to come back a little bit to track that knee better towards the pinky toe. Leave your hips where they are as you rotate from the torso to take the chest to the side, and then find your warrior two. Good. Gazes off the tip of the front fingers. You can lengthen that front knee at any time that you need to. When you're ready, good. With a bent front knee or a lengthened front leg, try not to shift the hips. We'll take it back exalted. Really try to open up that side body. Really reach towards that ceiling if you can. You don't have to look up at the hand if that bothers something. You can still look straight ahead. And then inhale, exhale, finding your warrior two. Let it be your best one on this side. Good. And then from here, good. I'm going to press through the back leg. I'm going to lengthen. I want to lengthen from the hips. Okay, you can always come to forearm here. And then we're going to open up. So you want to open up that chest and shoulder as you come up. That's extended side angle. Good. And if you've got more depth, you can bring in your block here. But we don't want to do the block if it causes us to do something funky like this. Okay, so we want to open it up. So finding your length, twisting from length, not from compression. When you're ready, looking down at that front foot. Good. I'm going to come down. Good. So I'm going to grab my other block here and I'm going to swivel up the back foot. Good. Finding the length in the torso once more, relaxing the shoulders. I'm going to lengthen that front leg. And everybody will have a different length in that front leg. My heel is down, but I don't want to lock out this knee. And I'm going to still press back through that back heel, even though it's no longer grounded. So this might be it for some people. If you've got more depth here and your hamstring will let you know if you do or you don't, then keeping that long spine, you can walk your hands and block more forward. And when you're ready, good. I'm going to bring my blocks back in, putting a bend in that knee. Good. Now that I'm safely back there, I can plant the hand, front foot can step back, take or skip a flow. While you all are doing that, I'm going to switch sides here. And from your down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Pressing through the feet and the legs. Get the power in the legs. Good. And then coming up, exhale, hands to heart center. And we'll all take that to the other side. So now we're going to step back with the left leg. Good. Let's kind of find that high up runner first from that left hip. Good. You'll rotate out. Front hip will come back just a little bit if it's not already there. So the knee tuck towards pinky toe without moving the hips. Shift the waist. Warrior two. Breathing. You can lengthen that front knee at any time. And then with a bent knee or a front leg, good. We'll come back into exalted. Reaching up. Try not to shift the hips. And when you're ready, good. We'll take that down. Good. Finding your warrior two, make it your best one on this side. And then we'll find that extended side angle. So remember, you want to kind of start the length from the back leg, lengthening, 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 forearms free to come down if you want to from the torso. You're going to open up. Good. You can take that block here, but you want that nice length. Breathing. And when you're ready, good. Looking down at that front foot. Good. We're going to come around and frame that front foot with the hands. Swivel up the back foot. Now grab your blocks if you're going to use those. Good. Find your length. Lengthen the torso, lengthen the chest. And then this might be enough. Or if you know that you've got more depth, you can walk the hands or the legs out a little bit more. Breathing. Notice how this felt maybe compared to the other side. Maybe they're about the same. It could also be slightly different or drastically different. And if you took your hands or blocks forward, good, we'll bring them back in. Good, lifting up. Good, putting a bend in that knee. Good, now I can safely take my blocks forward. Front foot steps back. Take or skip the last flow of this session. And as you come into your final down dog, take a moment and check in with your down dog form one more time. You're spreading the fingers wide, rooting through the knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb. Fingers are flat on the floor. Shoulders away from the ears, elbows turning in the direction of your pointer or middle finger. Good, head and neck is free. We're zipped up through the core, and I'm pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mounts. And then I'm gonna drop those knees, find a child's pose, knees together as wide as the mat or somewhere in between. Reaching the arms long in front of you, or you can take them back by the ankles. Good. From here, good. Hands in the shoulder, under the shoulders, and we'll come up to a seat. So I'm going to bring my folded blanket back in here to sit on. Good. Support your seat, however it is that you need to do it. Good. And then from here, good, I'm going to take both legs forward, sitting up, nice and tall. I'm pointing my toes back towards my face, and you want your feet to be flat. So if they're kind of turning inward or something like that, could you make them flat, like they're standing on the wall in front of you? And then once you've got that, good, I'm going to turn this way so you can better see what I do. Good. Sitting up nice and tall, big inhale, long spine from the hips. When you can come no more with the long spine, then lower the hands. This can be maybe where you stay, depending on what you've got going on in the back. If it's safe for you to take forward flexion in the spine, then you can keep folding in. Breathe into the back body. And then once you're ready, good. We're going to carefully come up out of there. Right foot is going to come into the right thigh. Good. Sitting up nice and tall again. Watch your foot. See if you can make it flat and toes towards the face. Big inhale, long spine again as you come forward, and then take the hands down. Now, we're going to come into a twist, and we're going to twist from length. So I'm going to keep this nice long spine here for right now, knowing where we're going to go. Now, you're welcome to stay here if you don't want to twist. I'm going to take my left peace fingers around my left toe, and then I'm going to open up. Good. And you can let that left elbow bend here. Going to open up to the right. Breathing and expanding. If you want to, maybe play with rotating that right arm around, maybe doing a little bit of a wrap and a shoulder opener there. And then from here, coming out of that rotation, keeping that long spine, and we'll come up. We'll do that same thing on the other side. So right leg's gonna come forward, left foot's gonna come into that thigh. Good. Point the toes towards the face, foot is flat, big inhale and reach, long back, coming forward, then taking the hands down. Breathe. And then we're going to take the right peace fingers around that right toe. Good. Keeping that length, I'm going to open to my left. Good. It's okay for that right elbow to bend. If you did that arm, wrap or what have you on the other side, maybe find something similar here. And then when you're ready, keeping that length, and we'll come out and come out here. Good. We're going to come onto our back, onto our back. So as you come onto your back, just take a moment and make any little adjustments, rolling the shoulders back, moving any clothes around. And then I want you to take the feet as wide as the mat. I want you to get that center line in, and we're gonna get that little psoas opener slow and controlled. So as you bring the knees over with that center line engagement over to the right, good. Maybe a 3 count, and then take a 1, 2, 3 as you come back to center. 1, 2, 3, left, and 1, 2, 3, back to center. Now, if you're properly engaged, you're going to feel this as an exercise when you bring the knees back in the center right below the navel. If you go too fast, you'll miss it, which is like why slower is better and why flopping and flopping from one side to the other is not really good. And then we'll come back into center. Bring the knees into the chest. Give your low back a little bit of a stretch here. We're going to take this into a freestyle bridge, freestyle bridge. That means any bridge of your choice is already in your practice. So you can do the basic bridge. You can do the hand clasp bridge, ankle bind if you can reach, full, wheel, what have you. One leg bridge, whatever bridge. But just making sure that the feet are not too far away or too close to the glutes. And hips, knees, and toes, tracking that alignment no matter which one you're doing. I'm going to do basics. I'm going to press evenly into both feet, both my arms and shoulders. And I'm going to lift up here through my chest as well. So it's not about just lifting the hips. You want to lift up through the chest. Again, this is the bridge that I chose, but it's freestyle bridge day. So you can do any bridge of your choice. You do need to keep your head centered. Don't turn it right or left in bridge. And then based on the bridge that you chose, will determine how you come out. You carefully come out of the bridge. Okay. And then once you're out, bringing the knees into the chest. Okay. I'm going to take the feet down here. We're going to come into a twist, a final twist. We're going to do this a little bit differently. From here, I'm going to press into my feet. I'm going to take my hips over to the right, pressing right leg over the left leg. Good. Arms out to the side, and then I'm going to let those knees come over to the left. Now, if that's too intense, something funny is happening in here, undo the legs and just do a basic supine twist. Also, you want to try to keep the right shoulder grounded and look to the right to get a full spinal twist. Head will return to center, one leg at a time, or using those abdominals to bring those knees back in. We'll undo the legs, press through the feet, take the hips back to center, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle back to center so that everything can kind of reset itself as needed. And then when ready, good. Pressing into the feet, we're going to shift the hips over to the left, cross the left leg over the right leg, taking the knees over to the right, the left shoulder stays grounded, looking to the left. Good. Head comes back to center, one leg at a time. We're using those abs to bring them both back in. Good. Undo the legs, pressing into the feet, hips back to center. We'll wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then last time, bringing the knees into the chest. Good. Maybe grabbing behind them, give that low back a little bit of a release. We'll come into a short Shavasana from here. So you can bring in a neck pillow like I have, any other props you have to make it comfortable. You can let everything come along and flop open. You can come into constructive rest if you've got a sensitive low back, maybe being on your side or on your belly, forehead on your hands in a rest position there is better for you. So be where you need to be. And I'm going to encourage you not to skip Shavasana. This is the essence of yoga. And learning to be with yourself is healthy. And I'm going to encourage you to do that. You're welcome to stay here as long as you need, even up to 15 or 20 minutes. But when you're ready, carefully invite movement of the fingers and the toes. Maybe gently taking head and neck from side to side. Would it feel better to you to take your knees into the chest or remove any props and find a full body stretch, finding what it is that you need for your body in this moment? And then when you're ready, bending in both knees, and you choose rolling over to your right or left side that works best for your body in this moment. And then whenever you're ready, taking yourself up to a comfortable seat where we started. Taking a moment here, noticing how you feel. Palms turning up, lifting up as you bring the hands together and start to bring them down. We'll touch the thumbs with the forehead for good and true thoughts. To the lips for good and kind words. And to the heart for open and loving heart. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted. No gain is ever reversed. May you be safe. May you stay well. May you always be gracious. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.